Hi, hello, it's Nikki and welcome to my messy bookshelves. So today I am back with another tag, and this tag is the In Your Wildest Dreams tag. This tag was created by Heather Reeds and I was tagged by the lovely Pat at Book Chat with Pat. So let's get into the prompts. So in as much detail as you can, describe these things. Number 1, your fantasy time and place to read a book. So my fantasy time and place to read a book would be going on vacation and going to a castle or some sort of chateau or something that has beautiful scenery outside and they've made it into a resort, but you are just reading books and you are getting served whatever beverage of your choice and food, a resort. But instead of doing all the touristy outdoors things, you are getting to read as much as you want. So that is my fantasy. Number 2, your fantasy personal library, or your personal library if you have attained your fantasy. I am very happy with my bookshelves and my little library in my house. I'm very lucky that I have in our new house a room off of the living room that I was able to line with bookshelves and fill it with my books. And I love being in here. I feel very pretentious when I say, oh, in my library, but it's something that I've always wanted. But my fantasy library would, of course, be the library that Belle from the Disney Beauty and the Beast had. And who would not love to have that library with the ladder and everything? So that is my fantasy. Number 3, imagine you have decided to build a bookshop. What would you call it? Would it sell new or secondhand books? Would it sell anything else? And what features would you want in that shop? So this is actually a very interesting question. I would probably call it Mima's Books. So a little backstory on that. My grandmother used to have a restaurant in Puerto Rico called Nana's Kitchen. My husband's grandmother, her name is Mima. It just so happens that my nickname is Mima. So we've always talked about if we ever, one of my husband's dreams after we retire is to open a food truck where we sell empanadas and pastries and Cuban coffee. And we always decided we would call it Mima's Kitchen as kind of a tribute to both of our grandmothers. So yes, if I had a bookshop, I would do the same. And we would sell Cuban coffee and pastries, maybe empanadas, and we would have comfortable chairs and places to sit. Funny enough, I told my husband if we ever do attain our dream of having a food truck after we retire, I told him I would have a little free library somewhere on the back of it or something. But that is my answer for prompt number 3. Excuse me. Number 4, one person, not a Booktube creator, with whom you can have a good conversation about books. If you don't know a person like this, who do you know that you wish would become a reader so you could discuss books with them? So the one person that I can think of immediately is my cousin Mando. He and I grew up together. We were best friends all through our childhood, early adulthood. He is the only person in my family that shared a love of reading the way that I did. And we used to talk about books all throughout our adolescence. And though we have drifted apart since I moved away in my early 20s because of my career, we still, whenever we touch bases again, we always ask each other what the other is reading. And we have, since we've been apart, done a read-along of Crime and Punishment by Dostoevsky. So, yes. Additionally, my daughter, when she grows up, I am looking forward to discussing the books that we read when she is an adult, because we do it now that she's a child, and I love it, and I can't wait to do that when she's a grown-up. Number 5, if you won $1 million or whatever other currency in your country, and you could only spend it on books and book-related items, how would you spend it? So I would spend a lot of it on buying books and providing books for lower income schools. I myself grew up going to very low income schools, and I remember the only books we ever had in the classroom were the books provided by our teachers. So they would spend their own money, and I hate this, and I know that it still happens, especially in lower income schools. So this is something that I feel very strongly about, and I would love to provide as many books as I could possibly fit in those schools. And I would love to provide books for the children to take home, because I remember that being something that I couldn't do because we were reading books in class. The teachers would allow us to borrow books, but I never owned any of my own books when I was very small. So yes, something I feel very strongly about. And number 6 is tag others. So the first person I tag is Ellen at Ellen Made Book Club. And I have been really enjoying her channel. I know she does tags. The most recent video I watched of hers, where actually she tagged me in another tag, was a video that she did where she was filming herself outside where she lives. And it was just so aesthetic and so calming, and it was beautiful. And I enjoy her videos. I've seen several of her videos covering books on like witches and things like that, and I really enjoy it. So I tag Ellen, and I also tag Angela at Paradise Reading. So Angela's channel I just discovered, and I don't know if she does tags. I don't think I've seen a tag on her channel, but don't feel pressured to do a tag, Angela, if you even watch this video. But I just have been loving her channel since I discovered it. She has a wonderful project where she is trying to read the 100 greatest books ever written, and I am really enjoying watching those videos. I think I found her channel a couple of days ago, and I've already watched many of her videos. So yes, I tagged them, and additionally, if you are interested in this tag and you would like to do it, consider yourself tagged. But I thank you so much if you've made it to the end of this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.